You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible.
All right, folks. In Annapolis, Maryland on next Wednesday, November 13th at 1 p.m., there's going to be a rally led by the Black Caucus in Maryland to put pressure on Governor Larry Hogan to have a real settlement for those 4 HBCUs that have been embroiled in a 13-year lawsuit against the state of Maryland when it came to duplication of programs. They say that has greatly negatively impacted them. They should be getting $1 billion. They say that it makes sense to get $522 million. Hogan has only offered $200 million. Julian, this is a huge issue. It's going to take place at 1 p.m. in front of the House of Delegates building at 6 Bladen Street in Annapolis, Maryland. For more information, people can call 410-841-3185, 410-841-3185. They've also aligned with Divine Nine fraternities and sororities who are encouraging their members to go out there. Also, at the NAACP, National Urban League, and others are being involved. I have been involved in this with them, Julian, and it is amazing to me that in 13 years there has not been a mass rally on behalf of HBCUs when it comes to this lawsuit. And I challenge the Divine Nine to step up and push thousands of their members out there, because Maryland and this governor and the legislature needs to understand that black folks are not going to be silent when it comes to how these HBCUs were treated with these duplicate programs.
You know, Roland, to offer $200 million when basically the court said it's $1 billion, 20%. They're offering them, 20%, and that's ridiculous. The plaintiffs basically compromised by saying they would take the $522 million, but that was only really half of what the courts said they should pay. But the challenge here is also that this happened under Hogan, but we've had Democratic governors who have not offered more. The HBCUs are literally at the sidelines of people's thinking, even though they still maintain their vitality in our community. HBCUs are still doing the heavy lifting in terms of basically educating black people. And Maryland has 4 great HBCUs with presidents who are doing yeoman's work, but they would do so much better if they have the money. And so Hogan is really slapping folks in the face. Maryland has a large African-American population. I'm glad the Maryland black legislators are, finally stepping up, because they have not been the advocates that we really elected them to be in terms of this issue, even though many of them are products of HBCUs.
I disagree with you on that one, because the black delegates have been. The problem is they haven't had external people who have been out there. I spoke to the Maryland Black Caucus a few years ago on this very issue. They have been fighting it, but you haven't had external groups. Again, NAACP is headquartered in Baltimore, Maryland. Right. They have never organized anything, a mass demonstration on behalf of these HBCUs. Again, none of these civil rights organizations. That's why I challenge them and the Divine Nine to say, I'm sorry, you've got to step up and do something for them. This is where, Erica, people need to understand you got to have an inside game and an outside game. You got to have an internal and an external. The external pressure is what is necessary for the internal folks to also get what is required.
And that is just going to be needed to be repeated over and over again. The other part of it is we're kind of going to seeing an exit and homecoming. And so when we're gathered together like that as family and friends and celebrating our roots, that those are actual conversations and those are opportunities for us to actually grow, as you said, that internal, external type of force as well. And I also want to say this. I think that this should also be on the minds of folks, particularly those Democrats, those folks that back Larry Hogan in his bid for governor again. So let's, also be reminded of that. Like, he did receive a boost from Democrats, largely black folks as well. So these are the things that we really need to have top of mind when we're thinking about local, state, and we're thinking about those executive offices and the power that they hold.
Yep. Teresa, we've seen, of course, where black folks in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania have been fighting for Cheney, fighting for HBCUs there. But this is necessary to have this public demonstration in Annapolis. And again, if Hogan doesn't do what's required, the federal courts are going to make a ruling on this. But I then say, come January, the Maryland legislature meets for 90 days every single year. There should be a bill put forth, and black folks will be putting pressure on Democrats in that state, a Democratic state, to say, pass this bill, fund them to the tune of $522 million, not this $200 million bucks that Larry Hogan is offering.
I don't even know why this is even a issue for Governor Hogan to even do what he's supposed to do, better yet, required to do. But it also kind of shows you what the mindset is going on in that executive legislator. Because anytime you can get the majority of African-American voters, many of whom are college educated, many of whom are working families, to vote for you in that for governor in that race, and then to have legislators do their job, and then it's kind of like you're taking it for granted, right? Well, so I'm going to give you scraps. I'm going to give you $200 million, and you're going to be happy. So I do believe, and Roland, I'm grateful for that call to action, because I know I'm going to share it with my networks, and everybody needs to be traveling. They need to be taking a bus. You know, something has to happen, because if it doesn't happen by January, like I said, a bill definitely needs to go. But if the community isn't chanting change, then there needs to be some look at who they place in leadership.
And I also want to add this, Roland. We need to be less reactionary.
Real quick.
Well, quickly, the Democrats who ran for governor of Maryland did not make this an issue. Right. This should have been an issue for Ben Jealous. It should have been an issue for the brother from PG County who was running. If this were an issue, they may have been able to galvanize more black votes than they got. The fact is that we have put HBCUs at the periphery, not at the center.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Got it. All right, folks. Again, rally's taking place November 13th, 1 p.m. Annapolis, Maryland. We'll be live streaming it on Roland Martin Unfiltered, so we look forward to that.
All right, folks. Back to that Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, folks. It's the holiday season. This is when you think about spending time with family and friends. This is also when you count your blessings and support those less fortunate. This year, be a holiday hero and change someone's life forever. Right now, hundreds of thousands of Americans are sitting in jail without being convicted of a crime. Why? Because they lack the financial resources to pay their bail. Now think about it. If you are arrested for any minor offense, you will be taken directly to jail. If you don't have bail money, you will stay there until a court date is scheduled. That could be days, weeks, or even months. Simply put, America's bail system is broken for people of color. Freedom should be free. That's why the Ebony Foundation has partnered with the Bail Project and is sponsoring the Home by the Holiday campaign. The Bail Project has helped bail out thousands of people over the years, and with your help, they plan to get 1,000 people out of jail by New Year's Day. And that, of course, would be a great holiday gift for many families. A donation from you today can change someone's life tomorrow. Now that you know the people of color represent upwards of 90% of the jail population across the country. Now, without bail, nearly 90% of those charged with misdemeanors pled guilty. Now, however, with paid bail, less than 2% receive the jail sentence. Sometimes justice needs just us. To join the fight, you can donate $25, $50 or more to help the Ebony Foundation bring our brothers and sisters home by the holiday. To donate, go to homebytheholiday.com. That's homebytheholiday.com. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.